Welcome to the Energy Hour. The Energy Hour is brought to you by Quality Home Improvement, Southern California's premier residential and commercial contractor, making homes and businesses energy efficient, one building at a time.
What's going on, California? I'm Christopher Mosh, your host of the Energy Hour, and today I'm hanging out with Rob. What's going on, Rob?
How you doing, Chris?
Hey. Sean's over there laughing. We were just talking about something earlier, and he still had got a red face. What's going on, Sean?
Good. I'm alive.
You're alive? You sure?
Yes.
And we got Brett Dowis is back.
Hey,
what's up?
How you guys doing?
Callie's son's in the house.
Yes.
Nice, right? So, hey, today is today the 10th?
Yeah.
We're like,
I didn't sleep last night, so it still feels like a night.
I had a look.
Yes, today's the
It is
10th.
the 10th.
episode
Of May.
51. Here we are, right?
How come it says 50 up there?
Oh,
That
because
was
I
from the
forgot to
last
erase it and
one.
put it,
Okay.
put the new one on there. So
right.
sorry.
Thanks,
It's
Brett.
My bad. Yeah. It's all Brett's fault anyways.
I like how he fixed it without even writing anything more. He just erased the part of the zero.
Nice. Good job,
That's
dude.
efficiency. And
Right?
that's what we're all about here.
It's efficiency.
Quality home improvement is that efficiency right there. See?
It's beyond efficiency. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So, Rob, we talked about something recently, right?
We've talked about a lot of things, yeah.
30 minutes before this, it was a
yes.
blast,
Yes.
So, why do people buy houses in the first place? Seriously.
Supposedly to own and have some benefit of ownership and taxes and so forth, yeah.
So, and one of the problems with buying a house anywhere is something you can't really get away from. And that's high utility costs.
Yeah.
Do they really even think about that prior to buying the home?
I think what,
I'm thinking not.
No, I don't think so. And what I think is because also I come from commercial architecture, and I'm very well aware that clients don't look at just the cost of the building or buying it. They look at cost of operations. That becomes something they have to factor in for 10, 20, 30 years, 50 actually on big buildings, that homeowners don't realize that utility cost and
That's not even a factor for them.
no, but that is your cost of operation. So your house doesn't cost you what the monthly payment is. It's what your utility costs, your insurances cost, property taxes and all that. So how do you get more efficient on all that?
It's kind of like a car, right?
Yeah.
That's only $450 a month.
Yeah.
By the time you get to your insurance, it's like $200.
Yeah, but
Right.
when they get in the car, they're like, I'm still going to spend $20 every time I go to the gas station.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like 70, 80 bucks.
Your thinking can't be like lots of people. How we said it all before. If your house would look like your next door neighbors, but your electrical lifestyle is going to be different.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Even though if it is
I promise you, if you became a millionaire today from the lottery and you went to go buy a new house,
Yeah.
you're not thinking of the electricity in there necessarily. Right. The only part of the electricity you're thinking about is what you are used to using.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now that makes
Who cares
sense.
how many bedrooms there are or whatever? Those are just added, and you'll find out later on, that you should have thought about that.
Oh my God, it's $900, Bob.
Most people don't do that.
No, and you take a look at a lot of the homes being built, and you see couples of one or a husband and wife and maybe one kid or one, and they needed 3,800 square feet, right? Because they want to keep up the Joneses, have the bigger house, and then they're just sitting there going, "Why is this costing me $400 a month?" Cool. Bigger homes mean,
and that's just the electricity
utility,
bill.
inefficient equipment, and not having a home that's really energy efficient means bigger bills. But why wouldn't you just own the power if you're going to own your house? It's the second most expensive piece of the whole equation.
Yeah, it is. And it's the most expensive part of your entire home.
And then if you go sell it at some point in time, you're selling a house with power.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat little feature, right?
Doesn't that make your selling proposition much better because they paid off the power as well? So this house, when you buy it, comes with free energy.
Yeah, and you can't get that anywhere.
No.
Except from the sun.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's the smart thing to do. But people don't realize if you bought your house, you should buy your power.
So here's what really blows my mind, right? They spend $500,000 on a house that's probably used. They're not buying new houses. I mean, they're getting what's on inventory. So people have lived in it before. And that house is going to cost them $1.5 million in 30 years.
Yeah, over time, yeah.
They're getting you can get 2%, 3% right now
Right.
Well, hell, when I bought my house, it was 12%.
Yeah.
And then I felt great when I brought it down to 6.45%.
Right.
And it's still there.
Yeah.
People would think I'm crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I could probably bring it down to 1,000. But
well,
yeah.
also, if you could refi and get that under control, take a little money out and use that extra money to actually go solar, and now your monthly payment is including in your energy bill as well. Now your house produces all its own energy. It's more valuable proposition for you and for the person you might sell it to someday.
I mean, it makes perfect sense, right?
Well, and also right now, every new house has to have a minimum solar system on it. So in the future, it's going to be. Like if I had to choose between
I think it's like a 2.5K. It's like stupid.
It's dumb.
I mean, you might be able to run your microwave and your refrigerator.
But don't iron a shirt at the same time, for God's sake.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the thing. At least they're starting to go in the right direction, but they're not there.
Yeah.
They're thinking, oh, it needs to be part of it. But for God's sake, put on a system that can actually run your AC, washer and dryer, iron some clothes, things like that. Everything we do today is electronic. How many TVs are running in a household at one time? Wi-Fi's and everything. Just make it a reasonable size system.
You know, yeah. The funny thing is it's amazing you just mentioned that. I have a Nest system at home. Mm-hmm. I've got 27 devices, and I can't even count them. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything is running off the Wi-Fi.
Right.
You know, and all the stuff that's inside.
But you know, Nest or Ecobee, which also has multiple pods, you can put up to 5 through the house. So that you're not sampling the temperature from one area, you're sampling it from multiple areas.
Right.
Like your bedroom, the kid's bedroom, the living room, things like that. But they actually help a solar system be more efficient if you tune it right.
Yes, they do.
Because if they can save a little bit, or sometimes it's like, well, I'm not home, why would I run the air?
Right.
But you're about to come home in 2-3 hours. So if I amp it up slightly, right, then you're not blasting it for an hour or two to get it cool for you. It's already been amping up a little bit over time, and it's actually more efficient energy-wise to do that. So something like an Ecobee or Nest with solar is super efficient.
Yeah, it is.
You know, uses the energy in the right way for you.
So people buy a home.
Yeah.
Right? They move into it, and they don't really understand what the utility costs are going to be, and the highest one being the electricity costs.
Yeah.
And they sit there and they go, what? When they get their first bill, it's because, you know, they just rampantly, I think, just ran it up to, you know, extreme.
Well, and we're about to get to that what? Because what do we see every year in this industry, guys? We see people wait and procrastinate. Mm-hmm. In the middle of summer, they start to see that giant bill and they go, oh, I want to go solar. No, you wanted to go solar like February, March, April, May,
Right.
Because we could have you installed in a few weeks so that you're taking advantage of those summer months. But everybody inevitably waits until they see that. And I'm like, didn't you see that bill last year? I mean, I know it's 6 or 7% higher because that's what the utilities go up, but isn't this the same repeating thing every freaking year? Just get ahead of the thinking and the curve and get yourself ready for summer. And right now, we're still at a position to get a lot of people installed by summer.
And you know what? Not getting a solar system for your house is really kind of stupid. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
You get all these benefits.
For about 85 to 90% of people, it's stupid.
We talk about this all the time, man. You got this investment tax credit. So, you get some people that say, oh, I can't take a tax credit. Well, that's because, you're working under the table or, you're either 93. That's the only time you can't take that, right?
Right.
So it is what it is. But you got the investment tax credit. Shaun says this all the time with everything that he does. What is the most important part of the solar system, Shaun? You say it all the time. Remember?
Yeah,
it's
the energy payback.
Yeah, and the savings that you're not going to be paying the utility. Yeah. Times that by 25 years.
No, but no one thinks of that.
That's $500,000, man, if you think about it.
Have you ever sat down with somebody and you put their system together and they say, well, why am I going to spend $35,000, $40,000 on this system?
Yeah, the avoided energy cost.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you show them the avoided energy cost
to me,
of the
that's
next.
a payback.
Yeah. But you say, well, you could spend the 40 or you could spend 200.
Yeah. So, and this is why I always tell people, by the way, solar is absolutely free if you look at it the right way. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely free. You don't pay for anything. So you got to put maybe a finance company to get that done because you don't have $40,000 in your pocket to go pay for it, right?
Right.
So you do that over time. But if you look at all the benefits, the ITC, the avoided energy costs, and the selling value, the resale value.
Yeah, you calculate all that together.
I mean, it's all incorporated in that. And
just for making an exchange.
Just exactly.
And that's the big thing. Just what he said.
You're
I
not
love
changing
that.
anything
I love
different.
that. Yeah.
Oh, the only thing different that you're doing now is you're paying a bill that's less on a monthly basis. So if you can't get that past that device inside of your cranium, then there's
but it's true.
an issue there or a blockage that needs to be looked at medically. I don't understand that.
There's a paradigm shift. No, it's the paradigm shift, right? And
blockage.
And that's kind of what it is, because all you're really doing is redirecting money you're already spending with your utility to owning it. And chances are you're redirecting less money to own it.
So what do you say,
So
Rob?
you're not spending new money. You're taking part of the money you used to spend with utility, and you're taking a smaller portion of that to own a system. How does that not make sense?
You have this thing you say all the time, Rob. You call it a utility?
Utility, Y-O-U. Yeah, become your own utility. It's about you.
Right.
Otherwise, you can keep paying them forever. You know, it's just like, to me, I equate it with customers like this. I said, you know what? I want to buy my wife a car, but I'm going to lease it. And the terms are, I never stop paying for it.
Right.
Ever. I never own it.
Right.
And my payment's going to go up 7% a year.
That's right.
Forever.
Forever.
Would I sign that lease?
Heck no, man.
I mean, if I'm brain dead, yeah, I would sign the lease. But that's what everyone has signed with their utility unknowingly. That's what you have going on. A never-ending lease that you never own, goes up 7% a year. It is the worst deal that you kind of signed without realizing you signed.
Isn't that crazy?
Or you can sign a loan and know when it's paid off and know you're going to own that power, and it's less money, and it increased the equity of your home and all these other wonderful things and gave you tax advantages. Because at this point, the worst case scenario is you'll own it for the same. But for most people, you're going to own your power for less.
So tell me something. So knowing that, people buy their houses, and the reason, I think one of the primary reasons they buy their own houses so they can have their own lifestyle at home, right? Mm-hmm. And they have this premise, like Brett owns a house, I own a house, you know, and eventually what happens is you get equity, right? Mm-hmm. You get a little bit more bang for your buck, so it makes you feel better, so you can take out of the piggy bank every once in a while and do some really cool things. But if you think about it, the solar system increases as well through time, because that 7% increase that you would get every year not having a solar system is increased in value.
So that's a huge point.
Am I right?
Yeah, but nobody thinks about that.
Oh,
so
bugs me.
If you buy a car, what does it do? It
depreciates immediately.
Most of the things you do. Now, a house appreciates in value, and solar systems, even though the equipment may be ages and things like that, actually appreciates in value, because every year your utility cost goes up. That system is offsetting more money. That
percentage, exactly.
So every single year, it gets 6-7% more valuable. Outside of your house, what else does that?
Nothing.
I drive a car off the lot. It lost 10 grand. Right?
I
hit the pavement off the dealership, and it just lost 10 grand.
$10,000.
But
that's why
this appreciates in value.
Well, that's why we appreciate it when they depreciate it.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes it so much easier for us.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
But you have something here that's appreciating in value, like your home, and that's another reason you should buy it.
Every single year, it increases in value.
Valuable.
Exactly. So knowing all those factors and stuff like that, and and I've talked to a lot of people till I'm blue in the face.
Don't forget whether they're dead or alive.
Yeah, right.
And customers don't. Let's be honest, right? I've always told that to a customer.
So
this
true.
system's going to save you money whether you're dead or alive.
It's going to
so true.
So you can choose to be selfish and have it save money for you, or choose not to be selfish and have it save money for you. Whether or not you live or die, that's going to occur. And the reason why I say that is because some people think of their families, and some people think of themselves. Personally, I really don't care, as long as they understand the face value of it will work whether you're dead or alive.
Right.
And why not put yourself in a position where you could take advantage of that instead of just sitting on the sidelines, twiddling your thumbs, wondering, how can I get with the program?
Right.
It's so easy.
Well, no, and I've had some like husbands talk about, look, I'm on a track to pay my house off, and I want to be able to pay my power off, because when I take my last breath, I know my wife owns a house and owns her power, and it's going to be easier on her and my kids if something happens. Because I know us, we're all guys. If we got kids, we're all sitting out there going, when I take the final dirt nap, how did I leave everyone around me? And this is a great way of, pay your house off, pay your energy off, and, save now, but at least you're leaving a smaller bill for everyone else around you. There's a lot of, there's not a negative in the whole thing.
I mean, there's not one, tell me right now, and I'll give you $1,000. You can tell me one negative on solar. One negative.
If the sun goes out,
Oh, that's not fair, man.
pay up.
Yeah. It's gonna, and I hear.
Do you take Zelle?
No, I hear that's happening like in
Venmo?
a billion years. So I mean, we got to, it's a billion years out, but it is going to happen one day.
Yeah, nothing lasts
But
forever.
at that point
right?
in time, just to be technical, we're all going to be about 3 degrees Kelvin and be popsicles, so it won't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
But yeah.
Within an 8-minute period.
8 minutes, you believe that? Boom.
Yeah, crazy.
Here's another thing that a lot of these people don't realize. Okay, you got all these benefits. We talked about them, right? I think one of the most important benefits here specifically is how solar can help you pay other bills. Think about this for a second. Don't say anything. And I think you're probably nodding a little bit.
Anything.
There was a guy that came up to me and I says, listen, the solar does one more thing that you're not even thinking about. You just told me you're going to pay it off early, right? He goes, yeah. I said, did that make sense? He goes, absolutely, because I'll be able to save that much more money a month. And I said, well, why don't you take the money that you're going to save virtually and make an extra house payment a year?
Yeah, one payment a year.
And how old's your house? Well, I bought it 2 years ago. So make an extra house payment with the money you're saving on the solar.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're already used to paying that.
You're already
before.
used to paying it. So don't stop paying it. It's like a car.
We say put it in the cookie jar and use it for
Put it in the cookie jar. It's just like a
Absolutely.
car. You pay your car off, still make that payment to yourself.
Yes.
That's how you become debt free. Now, I hate to say this, other cultures know this very well, unlike the American people.
Yeah.
In that respect, we're kind of stupid. Sorry. It is what it is.
We're driven by consumerism, but most of the consumer stuff we buy doesn't benefit us. It's a thing that's
No, of
keeping
course
up
not.
with someone. But
Yeah.
I mean, here you actually have something that
So you got
Well, let's be
Yeah.
honest. If you came from a background where all you had was rice and fish and nothing else, you'd probably be on board a lot more to maybe do something for yourself.
I'll do that in a minute, Bob.
In this country here, everything is carte blanche. It's either given to you. A lot of
Consumerism.
things are there available. You go to other countries, they're not available. So there's two
It's
sides
true.
of that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
when
we
it-
really do
yeah.
rent a lot of our life when you think about it.
Everything is rented.
Yeah. If you could buy
100%.
So here, I bought my house because I want to own it. Okay, great. I'd buy my energy because I want to own that. If I could buy my cable and everything else, I want to own everything I possibly can.
It's a convenience lifestyle, isn't it?
Because why would I leave my payment up to someone else?
Because you're conforming.
Yeah, exactly.
Conforming.
Yeah, because it's just like the thing. When someone comes out with a cure for cancer, they're never going to give it to you. They just want you on the medicine every month.
That's right, baby.
They don't want to give you the one pill that they don't want to give you the one pill that cures it. Same thing with cable, Wi-Fi, all these things. They want you on that monthly IV drip. That's what Edison wants you on. That IV drip that pumps the energy into your house and your vein every single month. And we do it because most of us don't understand it's probably cheaper to own it. Right?
Yeah, it's
So whatever you can do,
doesn't
own.
make sense.
Just own if you can. It's not depreciating in
Well,
value.
if they make solar sound complicated, then that works to their advantage.
True, and a lot of
it's
people
not.
do that. No, it's not. It's very simple. But it's also not like the guys we talked about last week
Oh,
that
boy.
go out there and just tell you, I'm going to give you $2,500 to go solar. It's going to be free, not $1 out of your pocket, and you're going to get a $15,000 tax rebate from the government. No, no, and no. You got to be realistic and have somebody tell you the truth. But the truth is, you're most likely going to save by owning.
Absolutely, 1,000%. Period.
And from us, if you're not, we're going to let you know and probably not let you switch. Unless you just want to go green and that's your goal. But for us, the reason we have happy customers is we only help those that we know are going to save.
So you get avoided energy costs.
Yeah, that's the
You
big
got
one.
an investment tax credit.
Yep.
You've got increase of value,
Yeah.
and you can easily get qualified to get these things done.
Yeah.
If your credit's like 300, then maybe that's not going to work out for you.
Right.
But people still have this PACE program available
Right.
that you can use part of the equity
Yeah.
in your house to pay for the system, right?
And by the way, if you're a business, it's even better.
Oh my God. Businesses can do all of that. Plus they get a 34% federal accelerated depreciation that
The
they can
modified
use.
accelerated cash recovery system.
Mackers.
Yeah.
They can put it on their Schedule C, right? 100% of the 34% off year one.
Year one.
Dude.
How crazy is that?
So if anybody is listening and you have this building and your electric bill is kicking you in the shorts, if you don't have a solar system on your roof yet, I'm sorry, man. I got to call it how I call it. You're an idiot. Sorry.
So 26% ITC,
It's embarrassing.
34% Mackers is 60%. So 60 cents on the dollar I can write off.
I mean,
what else do you want?
yeah, I mean,
that's
here, Rob, let me just give it to you for free. And
but that's really
just,
amazing.
stick it
And
up
there
on your
have been
roof.
some homeowners that run their entire business and their business addresses out of their home that's been able to take advantage of both.
Wow.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's really worth looking at.
I did a job like that.
Yeah.
Customer said he wanted to do both. And I says, well, you run your business out of your home a little bit? He goes, yeah, about 25%. And I said, well, utilize that as well, man.
Everything you possibly can.
So he got the 26%, the 25% on the residence because he called one of his rooms an office.
Yeah.
And then he had a building that he called his business.
Yeah.
So he took another 26% there, an additional 34%,
Yeah.
and all these little intricacies of savings, avoided energy costs. So at the end of the day, this guy was saving $1 million or more.
And just spending how much?
Exactly.
No, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
In any business, you only have two ways of making more money: bring more in, or keep more of what you brought in.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So if we could go ahead and help you lower your overall cost of operation, we gave you a raise.
So, Brett, when you go in the house, you're talking to people about this stuff. Does it make sense to them, or how are you putting this together? Is it the same way that we're talking right now, or?
Yes and no. Excuse me. It just depends on who you're talking to and who you're talking about. If it's just a homeowner, then no, we don't bring up the Mackers,
Right.
obviously. But yeah, it's actually working very well for commercial businesses and stuff like that.
I actually bring up the Mackers everywhere I go. I don't care if it's a homeowner or not. You know why? Because most smart homeowners who are entrepreneurs own a business of some type.
They may, and they may have a building. Yeah,
I'll ask them if they're a business owner, but if they say no, then I don't go down the road.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So when you're doing solar and a roof is kind of super easy, right? You got a hole in my roof and it's leaking everywhere. So I got to get that fixed. But a solar system is not as simple to sell that most people would think about. It should be easy, right?
I think it is, but that's me.
Yeah. Well, you're just a solar stud.
Well, it's been around a while. So,
Yeah.
and I was on the opposite
Over
side
20
forever.
years, something like that?
Almost.
Almost?
20, 19 plus.
Yeah. So you're there.
Yeah.
I was
Sean-
gonna say when he had hair, but he still has hair.
No kidding. He's got a lot of hair.
Sean, is it the same way with you when you're talking about solar systems?
Yeah, obviously it depends on customers, but I'm kind of like you, Chris. I'll just give it to them anyways because maybe they might have a friend who
Yeah.
could utilize that, or just in conversation. Hey, I was with this guy here, and he told me about this, and it didn't apply to me, but it might apply for you. And next thing you know, there's a referral.
Yep.
So that's the best way, I think. But everybody has their own way, and it's unique. So and it's not that it doesn't work. But
And, I call this, when I do it, it's called setting the stage.
Yeah, or I'm planting seeds.
Planting seeds, setting the
because
stage.
they
is
may need
perfect.
it, or
Yep.
like Sean was saying, they might know someone that needs it. And it's just information.
And if I'm not going to get the opportunity or sale, as you call it, at the end of the time, I always ask somebody, oh, by the way, do you know anybody else that could benefit from
Absolutely.
this opportunity?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty cool, right?
Imagine
Yeah.
if you didn't say anything and there was a walk away and they're saying to themselves, it didn't seem like he really kind of knew much. A lot of people don't know about Mackers or how it could apply to solar or whatever aspect of their business.
Right.
Just as a generality. I didn't know about that until I got into solar.
Yeah, right.
And then that was something that was introduced while I was in solar. So, a lot of people don't know about that, and you want to present that to them, and maybe it could be useful to you in the future because they'll pass
Yep.
it on or use it for themselves. So,
God,
and
these
of course, we're not
motorcycles.
taxed, Yeah, thank you for the motorcycle crew outside.
Oh, I thought you did a sound effect. It was so loud.
Oh, yeah. I should
No,
do
but I always
That
mention
was
stuff.
the motorcycle struggling, right?
No, I always, and I've had some customers that, like I had a customer once, they really wanted to go solar bad. And they just didn't have the right roof. They had so many problems
I hate
structurally. It just wouldn't work. Their bill was still kind of a little small, and they would have done anything. I don't care if we even save. We want to go green. It was really a fantastic family.
What a great opportunity.
But I said, I can't help you. You need this, and this. So, but what I did is I said, do you have any low income in your house going on? I hate to pry. And they go, yeah.
No, yeah.
I said, well, at the end of make the long story short is I helped them get on to care programs, right? D-care. Found out the husband was on a CPAP machine, so I got him a medical baseline.
Oh, nice.
So I saved them both, and I said, I can't help you with the house, but if you know anybody, and what did they say? Well, my brother has a really big bill, like $300 or $400. I didn't think anything of it, but 2 weeks later, I get a call, and I do the brother's house.
Yeah, there you go.
And they said, why are you doing this other stuff? Why? And I spent time on the phone with them, with Edison, to get it all set up. I said, because I told you I tried to get you the cheapest energy.
And you did.
And I did. I couldn't do it for them. And, that's pretty rare. Most people benefit.
Yeah.
But our whole thing at this company is we're going to try to help you any way we possibly can. And if it's not even with that, we're going to help you in some way. Just give you the knowledge to help you save. Every family needs to save. And look, it ended up getting 2 other deals out of that. And it's just because we tried to care. And that's what's unique about, I think, this company as well.
When you go to the extra limit, right? You go that extra mile. I like you said, I've got several referrals doing just that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can help them in some way, and there's always a way to help them.
No, and that's the thing. Sometimes I think what happens, especially with the larger firms, is everyone's out on trying to make a sale. They all got these giant quotas they put on people and like here. And so they're in sell mode. They're not necessarily in help mode.
I just don't like the predatorial sales.
No, I know.
The financing you stick them into.
Yeah, whether they should have been in it or not. That's what gets me.
You ever heard of that company called Green Sky?
I've heard of it.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or what was that other one you called Felony Flats?
No, there's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't say who they are because, they'll...
Don't forget rhymes with.
Yeah, right? They'll take a credit score down to like 450.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if your credit score is like 450, I think you bankrupt, you go to like 500.
I actually heard the application is a piece of cardboard and a crayon.
Yeah. It is, but some of those...
You just have to actually put an X also. You don't actually have to sign.
You don't have to sign your name.
It's just an X.
Oh, I see. But it must be orally, right?
No,
you have to put the penny amount.
But there's a lot of that going on. I mean,
oh my God.
There's really some very predatorial stuff happening.
Sorry, it's just me. That's just
that was not the soundboard.
No.
Yeah, but there's a couple of these companies, man, that, don't worry, sign them. What did I say? Did I say something wrong?
No, go ahead.
I said the C word?
No.
Anyways, they're razzing me right now. Anyways, there's some of these...
It sounded like rhymes with.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're right? There's a lot of companies out there that are taking advantage of people.
There's this one that... automatically, right when you're signing up to get a MasterCard, first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
And I think they love it because they probably get a nice little percentage of that factoring that goes into there. And what is the average MasterCard? It's like 3-4%.
So what MasterCard are you getting?
Yeah.
Well,
he's got a good FICO.
I
know. Here's the crazy thing: they give this credit card to the consumer. He hands it to the guy that just did it. Of course, they didn't calculate the 4% they're going to get charged from, Visa International. So he just lost 4% of his profit overall, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then,
then they're going to use that card and charge him for his system.
That's exactly right. It's just like, seriously. And if you look at the default rate, it's like, oh, by the way, if you miss one payment, you automatically go to 28%.
Doesn't it? So imagine Visa
That's
going,
a setup, man.
Visa saying,
it is.
We're going to take 4% of that 7% first year increase. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for nothing. Exactly.
No.
And then it's almost like setting him up for failure.
Yeah, you're late so many days, you go to 28 to 32% first shot.
Listen,
shot.
And check it out. Now that the systems are remote,
oh yeah,
just shut that puppy right off.
Thanks for calling. Click.
Yeah.
And it's permanent at 28%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't go back down.
of the balance that's left over. Hint, hint. If you got a $30,000 solar system times 28%, Bob.
Once again, they've engineered a way to screw the average
Consumer.
human being.
It's just crazy. So I'm like, really? Green who? I'm like, I don't think so.
all to make a sale.
And then felony flats like you and I spoke of, right? It's all based on credit. And they go, hey, we'll take the worst credit on the planet. Well, of course you will, because the dealer fee is 20% of the gross amount
Right.
to the
And then
solar
they tell you this,
company.
just roll it into the contract.
You know,
Yes.
that's factoring. That's
Yeah,
a felony, man.
Wrong. Yeah,
That's
that's
I
totally
mean,
wrong.
how many companies have you heard
Yep.
say just put that dealer fee into the contract?
Too many.
It's just, I've even
Yeah.
had some of the RSMs that train the financing
Yeah.
come up to me and said, come on, man, what are you talking about? Just put it into the fee. And then I look at him and I was like, you just said that to me? Seriously?
Yeah.
So now my dealer fee is at 8%. So an additional 8% of that 6,000
Right.
that goes into that is going to be applied to the customer's payment. I go, what are you guys doing? So here's all I got to say about all you banks out there. You suck, okay?
Yeah.
Because you
You need
got
to be
the
legit.
Clown Sky, you got Felony Flats, you've got all these other, and you know what? You're starting to see a trend here
Mm-hmm.
because they're all starting to reduce the dealer fee, are they not?
Mm-hmm.
Because hopefully it's because I'm saying it. But there's other people out there that are complaining that says, wait a second, why should I give you the bank that doesn't have to search for this customer, a new customer, and then you're going to appreciate me and the customer by charging him 28% default or a 6% dealer fee that got rolled in that you told me to.
Does it remind you of the housing crash in 2008?
Oh my God, it's horrible.
I mean, I remember just declaring income and they didn't even qualify me because my
Well-
FICO was high enough.
Well, stripper girls were
No.
getting like 4 or 5 houses.
No,
Yeah.
it was serious. They would just say,
Right, Brett?
I just remember them saying, so how much do you earn? We're not going to check.
Here, let me check your heartbeat.
No. How much you got in your bank account? We're not going to check.
You can have 3 houses.
And in 15 minutes, I refied my house and they gave me $30,000 in cash. You saw when everything
Crazy,
crashed,
dude.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that. And these banks are doing predatorial type things as well. That's why we only deal with certain trusted
Certain
entities.
banks, yeah.
And that's really important. Consumers got to understand, like, one of the things I like about...
should I tell somebody what we use? Probably not, right?
All I know is this.
You can do rhymes with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's really simple here. We have a really simple rule here. We'll only sell you a system or equipment we'd put on our own roof. We'd only use financing we'd use for our own family.
Yeah.
And that keeps everyone happy and keeps us in good ways with everyone. If we won't do it for our own brothers and sisters and parents, we're not going to do it for you. It's really simple. We do what works. And I think that's really important here. And there's a lot of companies. I've been with some of the big companies. They'll just shoot through sales just to shoot through a sale, knowing it could fail or knowing it wasn't right for the person. We don't do that.
They get a bunch of these yahoos or knuckleheads and they put them in a room and just like sheep, they program them. They watch this video like Hitler used to do to their, to the new preemies coming out. Sell them this.
Well, no.
And they keep watching this video over and over. Pretty soon they don't know anything but to do that.
No, but I've seen so many people that haven't
Scum
sold
run or-
anything. They've never sold solar ever. And in 2 weeks, they're in someone's home as a professional. And you, if you're not knowledgeable enough, don't know how to pick them apart and know they're not a professional. That person never knew solar 2 weeks ago. They went through 2 weeks of online training.
Yeah.
You
I've
know,
learned a few words.
Not 19 years.
no, exactly. I mean, when I look at how many years I've been doing this myself as well.
So
it's-
let's look at that for a second. In this room alone, Brett's got 19 years. Shaun?
Going on 21.
So that's 40 years. Rob?
Well, in solar, I would say 15. In construction, 30.
Okay, so 55 years. I've only got 2. No, I'm just kidding. And I got 28. So that's 55, 65, 75, 83 years of experience talking to you right now.
Right.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
So when I was with a larger firm,
And we have all of our hair and teeth.
so hold on. And when I was with a large firm, okay, a very large, well-known firm, I'm not going to do the rhymes with, okay.
Scum run?
No,
Did I say
90
that?
some odd percent of the people never sold solar ever before.
Ever.
My RSM was from Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Oh, Lord.
Never sold solar.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
No, but I'm just look at it. I'm just like, how do you
equate selling a car to selling solar? It's totally
and they're
different.
even just renting the damn car. You're not even trying to sell them and show them value and ownership. And
They're just selling a product at that point.
yeah, and that's what it is.
Or a
right?
product that pays for
But
itself.
more than anything, too, what Brett's brought up, it's selling a quota number. Everyone had to sell a certain amount to keep their jobs. And if you're an RSM and your guys didn't sell enough, you didn't keep your job. But what eventually happened with that is people were selling deals they should have never sold. And that's not how we are. We're very personal. You buy something from us, your family now, and we take care of you.
I hate to say this, but anybody that approaches us that wants to sell, the very first thing that I ask them, did you work for company X, Y, or Z? And if they say yes, I point my finger at the door and I tell them I'm not interested, because it's like they're being programmed and their mentality is off.
But
totally.
But when you're in a company that says the person in the store has to come up with 80 leads a month,
oh my God,
and the person in the home selling has to sell a minimum of 15 to 20 units a month to keep their job, they throw, sorry for my French, they just throw shit to the wall, and they're trying to make those quotas. And I know people that had deals sell out, like they fall out 3 months later, thank God, because they should have never been a deal in the first place.
Right.
The ones I'm more scared about is the ones that went through because they shouldn't have been sold. You just need credible people. You need people that have been doing it. We care. We know that the very first person you're going to call if something doesn't work is me. Right?
Hello.
So let me, and I know that the way I'm selling, I'm only going to have you call saying it was good or you got a referral. You're not going to be calling with a problem because we know how to design, and I wouldn't have sold it to you if it wasn't right for you.
Or how about this? Hey, those windows you were talking about.
Yeah.
I want to get those windows now.
No, exactly.
Right?
Right.
We always talk about reduce before you produce.
Yeah.
So
But this is a time, let's reiterate too, we're approaching summer. Yeah. You should have already been thinking about this. You're not too far gone. Our install rates are pretty quick. And I think you are still within a time frame of getting in this summer. If you can go ahead and start making those decisions now, don't wait till you got that $400 bill and go, oh, I should have. Yeah, no, you should have. Let's just do it now. Let's start getting people in. We're going to help you with some great promotions to get you in as quick as we can.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense otherwise. No. Seriously, if you're electric, I think the perfect electric bill customer is probably $150 on up.
So not like the predatorial advertisements on YouTube that say $75 a month.
Oh my God. If you're on DCare and your electric bill is $75, you can sign up for free.
Yeah.
That guy he's done.
With your new 6-panel system. Yes. Just enough to kickstart the inverter.
Exactly. And then
the VOC.
and that sales guy will not be there in 12 months when the true up comes and they still owe Edison.
Yeah, he's a rabbit salesman. He hops around all the time to
and there are
companies. Yeah. Oh my God. It's just disgusting, dude.
No,
sorry.
But that's the thing that kind of, tarnishes our industry. Solar is an amazing industry. It's saving
crazy
people
good.
money left and right. They're owning power for less. Just make sure you're with someone credible. And I have to say, just because it's a big company with a big brand name doesn't make them good.
It just makes them a marketing company.
And half their money is being spent towards marketing, and it's not what goes on your roof. We don't spend on marketing. The money we spend is the quality of the product that goes on your roof.
Exactly.
And that's how it should be.
Exactly.
So
when we talked about why did you buy a house, this is the reason you buy a house. So I would assume that you're going to wipe out your electric bill. You're going to make your house super efficient, so you don't have to use a lot of natural gas. Maybe you go tankless or something like that, right?
Absolutely.
And then you're putting all these other energy efficiencies in place, and it just makes a better home.
Yeah.
Not only as you purchased, but efficiency-wise in your bills, and then now you can pay, hey, how about putting that towards your student loan?
Absolutely, something, right?
I mean, my God,
there's better ways to spend. There's better ways to spend that money.
Brett, you can accomplish that one, right? Right, Brett? You can talk about that one all day long.
That's no joke, man. Student loans suck, to say the least.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, you went to some crazy tech school.
Yeah, we won't say names. They're out of business now. But,
and they went out of business.
Rhymes with?
Something tech. I don't know.
And you're still paying that bill though.
Absolutely.
Is that screwed up or what, dude?
It sucks.
Yeah, it's not good.
It royally sucks.
Well, I remember hiring when I was in the architecture and creative industry. I remember hiring a guy that went to the Pasadena Art Center, which is one of the best art centers in the country, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
His education bill was $110,000 or $20,000.
Did he become a doctor?
No, he came out and got a $45,000 a year job.
Oh my God.
As a designer. And then when he came to me, I just said, no, you're worth about 60 or 70. So I'm going to help you pay the loan off because you're that talented. But it's a shame. We can't outprice education.
That's wrong.
It's just such a danger. But you're right. If you had more money a month available, instead of giving it to Edison or someone else, why wouldn't you spend it on at least paying something off you got to pay off?
Hello.
Why would you spend more to rent something than you had to own it?
So when I
Just
talk
think
about
that again. It makes no sense. But most people, until you're in their home talking to them, they go, oh, wow, really?
Oh, you get this big deer in headlights.
I've had some customers go, that sounds a little too good to be true. And I'm going, that's because you're starting to understand it. It's not. It only seems too good to be true compared to how you've been screwed by the utilities for the last 20 years. Well, I mean, that's really what it is.
Nobody's ever told them is what it is.
No, exactly. So they have no comparison in it. That's
they give you the little inserts where the font is about, it's not even one. I don't even know what it is.
I have to now.
Yeah, it's so small.
Get your magnifying glasses out.
No, because I spend all my time on computers and my eye muscles are getting so bad.
I have 20/20 vision. I have to squint.
I take a picture with my phone and then I blow it up. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
I love it, man.
Right. They bury it so freaking tiny, and including that little white piece of paper that everyone just throws out that says, your rates are going up.
You get them in every other bill, man.
And who pays attention to? Have you been into many homes where they actually, oh no, I throw that stuff out?
Yeah.
That people actually said,
Every
oh yeah,
home.
I read through that. No one reads through that.
No.
They know that. They did a demographic test on it to see who didn't read through it, and they realized that's the font.
Would be a good challenge.
That's
the
the
white
perfect
paper.
Get that, if you're an Edison customer, if they send you that paper, look on that paper because there's going to be somewhere on there where it says, if you have any questions, call.
Yeah.
Or email. Tell us what that is.
SCE.com /
Do you know what it is?
We got you.
You're an Edison
No,
customer,
I'm serious.
right?
In the fine print, Miles will say, we're about to raise your rates, but we don't care because we know you're not reading this right now. Are you? Are you really reading this? No, I know you're not reading
You're an
this.
Edison customer, Chris. Do you know what it says on your insert?
I actually pull it out.
But do you know what it says on there? Yes or no?
It says my rates are going up. Period.
No, in general, no, you don't.
Well, no, until you read it.
Not the fine print. No, for sure.
And that's what I'm getting at.
Let me tell you.
And he pays more attention than some because of our
if
business.
you read that fine print, it will tell you
Yeah.
what the next thing's going to be.
Your soul will be removed at 12 noon tomorrow. Hey, listen, one of the craziest
Remember when
ones.
they used to make those things look like dollar bills and stuff, and people would really rip them out and look at them?
Why don't they just have a diagram of someone grabbing their ankles? I'm sorry to be kind of, but it's basically
That
we're
would
going
be the
to
placard
no,
on the
no, I'm
MSP.
serious because and what does it always say? Southern California Edison has they petitioned the state to raise their rates. Has the state
dying over here?
has the state ever told them they can't go up?
70510 placard.
Have they?
I don't know.
No. They always the first one is we petition the state, we're going to go ahead and ask for an increase in the rates. We have to get that approval, and if so, the rates will go up to this. Have they ever not gotten those approvals?
They
the
got 'em
state
approved
approves them all the time.
Dude, they got them approved 3 years ago.
Yes. Yes.
No, there was people that probably lobbied and said, "No, we don't want this to happen. Please don't let this. Please, King."
CC.
Yeah.
And then nothing occurred for them, right?
Yeah.
And then they had the,
Go ahead, Rob. Do the
still
ankle
have the
thing
British
again.
Empire over
No,
there,
I'm
you know
just
that,
saying,
right?
look, people, you get to be your own utility, or
my
you
God.
can pay someone else to be your utility. And the one thing that always gets me, and I keep bringing this up,
Oh, boy.
is if you're an Edison customer, you can decide you want clean energy, and they will charge
Yeah.
you more
For that clean energy.
or you can own your own clean energy for less and flip them the bird.
before they charge you for it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing.
one of the craziest
the
things-
power is in your hands, guys.
Listen, one of the craziest notices I've ever seen in my bill was when they were doing some there were some trees along the 15 freeway where all those high power, big Edison things are hanging out there. And they charge back to the consumers in that area $2 billion because the bark beetle went up there and killed those trees.
Those bark beetles.
So because they had to take out sawzalls and whatever, to get it done, they back charged that for the maintenance to the freaking consumer.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Are these bark beetles like endangered?
No, but here's
I was going to say, just send the people that eat insects right over there, and then
but you're right. They're in a no lose situation.
Oh my God,
they're in a no lose situation because whenever they lose, they just pass the cost on to the customer.
Hey Rob, we've got to buy new screwdrivers. Let's raise the rates.
They even raise your rate if too many of your neighbors in your area go solar.
Yeah, because they got to change out the transformers.
Exactly.
Isn't that screwed up, man?
So when you see a neighbor in your neighborhood go solar, you got charged more. So be smart enough to go solar yourself. That's what's happening.
Thing is you can't whine about that because they go, it's in the small print.
It's in the small print.
Oh my gosh. Is it crazy times or what, man?
But every time they've had like this big debt, they just pass it on to the consumer. So why don't you just consolidate your energy and put it on your roof? And outside of a $10 or $12 a month connection fee, flip them the bird, take control of your own life. You didn't want to rent an apartment for a reason. You bought a house. You took control of your life. Do the same thing with your power. And just do it with a reputable firm that actually cares about you, and looks at all the right information.
So energy rates on a standard are going up anywhere between 5 and 7% a year.
Pretty much.
Would you agree?
On pretty much every utility, yeah. That's about the average.
Now, let's talk about, that's the residential customer we're talking about.
Right.
Now, the business customer, it's a totally different environment.
Oh, yeah.
If a company is at GS2, look at your bill, everybody. If you have a GS2 rating on your energy bill, that means you have a demand charge.
Yeah.
And the demand is at any point in 15-minute intervals that your company spiked. Whatever that was, and if it spiked again at the same level, you paid that for the entire month. Tell me that's not fair.
So the highest spike in a month becomes your demand charge.
For the entire month.
Happened one time, maybe.
Doesn't matter.
It's your demand charge.
And they went from GS1.
Everyone came in one day and turned all the lights on one time and all the power equipment one time, got a giant spike, and you're paying that for the whole month.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then once you go to GS2, you are permanent GS2 until you fix it.
Yeah, and you have to fix it and petition to go down.
You have to sign a contract that says that you will not spike over so many kilowatts. A GS1 is up to 20K.
Right.
A net metering contract takes care of all that.
The fine print does.
Hello.
Doesn't it? So, but how many business owners understand that?
None of them.
All they understand is I'm paying too much.
Yeah. I mean, that should be enough alone, right? Yeah. I mean, listen, you're going to write that check every month. Talking about avoided energy costs, let's figure out that demand charge. Right. Let's see what we got to do to take care of that problem. And then, you know what? The demand is 50%
of the bill,
of the entire bill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it typically is.
And it doesn't matter, even if you haven't used that much.
Talk about strong arming.
Dude,
it's like the mafia.
Even if you haven't used that energy, they're still going to charge you for it.
But here's the thing. Like I said, businesses focus on how to make more money. Typically, when they're looking at cutting costs, they cut people, right? I need to cut employees. But how many really sit back and go, I'm getting raped on my utility cost?
Yeah.
What if I could save a few $1,000s a month on that? We've seen some huge utility costs on companies. Maybe I save there and I don't have to get rid of this person, and I can keep my resources more alive. And people should try to get more frugal in their businesses, but, cut your utilities and some of your other hard costs than employees.
Exactly.
But people look at, I got to cut personnel first. No, make sure your house is understand that your house could be more streamlined.
That's right.
And power is one of the biggest things you can have.
Here's one of the simplest things they can do. They can even change the time of use rates.
Sure.
And they don't even realize. I mean, do they really think about that? Probably not, right?
No, but they need to get a consultation from someone like us that can go in there and try to show them what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they don't know.
Absolutely.
They're busy trying to keep their businesses going, and they're not,
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
They're fighting against something they cannot win.
No, unless they take control yourself. Otherwise, you can't win.
Yeah.
They've got you in a locked position that is going to bleed you 6-7% more every year. The demand charge is ridiculous. Yeah,
50%, Rob.
I think the lowest I've ever seen it was like 45-46%, but it's normally 50%.
It's that crazy or
It's
what?
normally half your bill.
That's like saying
having someone come in and know how to do an interval data research and take a look at it and figure out a way that we can put solar and other things in place so that if a spike was to occur, the spike is handled by our equipment. Because if Edison or LADWP or anybody or San Diego, doesn't see the spike, they don't charge you for it.
They don't charge you for it. Exactly.
So you got to mitigate the spike when it happens. And sometimes it's also about thinking about what equipment goes on at what times and intervals so that you don't create those spikes and so forth. But they need a professional to come in and take a look for them and help them out. It's not their job to understand it, but it should be their job to look into it.
That's great. I'm glad you just said that.
I mean, just
look into it, man.
Just look into it.
It doesn't cost them anything.
And with exactly. It's a free service. If it's not going to save you, we're not going to tell you to do it. It's that simple.
Yeah. Deep breath, right? Breath.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot going out there. If you own a business, seriously take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Give somebody a call that cares. Worst case scenario, you're going to get a bunch of information and be able to make the right decision. And we have some pretty cool financing partners that are not going to remove your spleen to get this done.
Yeah.
Right? And in some cases, there are more benefits than you think. You just got to be proactive.
Just remember, 60 cents on the dollar you can write off.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Hello?
So what business isn't such a great deal?
Hello?
No, I mean, really think about it. Businesses, if you're succeeding at all, you need a write-off. And if I can write off 60 cents on my system, every 100,000 I spend, I'm writing 60,000 off. What's my problem?
Yeah. Attention all S corporations.
You tell me.
It's that mental blockage.
You tell me I could. No, because it is a paradigm shift. People have bought energy from utilities forever. And it's shifting, even if it's beneficial to you, they still have to make that mental shift. I'm going to do it differently. Is it safe enough? Is it this or that? Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, we've done enough of these. This isn't new technology, by the way, guys.
Your net energy metering document is 7 pages.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Primarily 7 pages.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, just remember, summer is approaching.
Yeah.
And you're going to be pumping those air conditioners, 2 or 3 of them at your house, and they're going to be cycling, and those are mini spikes. So when your energy charges go through the roof and you're squealing, you got a $400 or $500 electric bill. Hey, listen, don't cry to anybody. Just go down to the nearest Rite Aid and grab some Kleenex. Because the only person you need to beat up is you.
Yeah, you should.
Right?
This is a good time to be thinking about it, because if you come in the middle of summer, end of summer, and we've got 2 to 3 months to install instead of right now, what are we at? A few weeks?
A few weeks.
Yeah, I mean we're geared up for summer right now, which means if I can get you buy now, we get you in 3 weeks. You're going to benefit from all that summer production.
Hello.
Which is amazing, and you're going to start saving immediately. So you want to look at it now. It's a good time to go solar any time of the year, but it's so much better right now if you can jump in.
So do you think this sarcasm that I presented today might wake somebody up?
I don't know. Hey, to me, if 1 or 2 people even hear it and make a good change for themselves, but as you know, we've come across families that it really, really changed their lives.
Oh my God! You got a guy with 8 kids?
Now I had this person out in Hesperia. And their bill was $1,100 a month.
What?
I got them down in the 400s.
How did it get to $1,100?
You know what an extra $600 a month made to that family?
Yeah, the guy can make his house payment on time.
Yeah.
$1,100?
It was 11 it was 11 to 1,200 every month.
Did they have a special grow room?
No, what they did have, which is horrible. They didn't have central air, so they had an air conditioner in every window.
Oh, no.
Half the rooms had floor heaters.
Oh, no.
Plug-ins. And then what else did they have? An RV that they plugged into the house once in a while.
Shore power. OMG.
But when you looked at, they also had just this giant kind of like gable roof, and most of it was just facing south.
Wow.
I just said, well, let's just fill that thing up.
Yeah.
And my God, it just I got calls months later of them thanking me again, and I'm just like,
Edison
and how do we feel as someone
Yeah,
selling them out? We feel like we
perfect.
really helped somebody. You're just like, wow, that person's going to benefit so much.
If Edison's got to send their electric bill to you in the mail via FedEx,
yeah,
you got a problem, right?
but I mean, it does help.
Special delivery.
I mean, and in these times right now, COVID has hurt a lot of people financially and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, cutting your bill in half and you get to own it, is that a problem for you?
Would that help out?
Would that help out a little bit?
Yeah. Smart.
I think so. So you got to start doing some smart things. We're here to help you.
It's bad enough that just things in general are raising.
Yeah.
In pricing.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Just in general.
Look at your gas station prices.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've gone up like how much just in the past 6 months?
$4.25, Bob.
Yeah. The end result is that since that's universal and pretty much goes across the board, it might be prudent to get into solar now, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
It'd be the smart thing to do.
I think this, obviously the sooner the better. And people come up with all these great objections. Well, I'm waiting for next generation technology. Yeah. So, that panel's going to go up 1%. So if I had to put 30 on your roof, maybe I'm going to put 29 and a half panels now. It's not going to really help you.
Right.
The price point, price right now is good.
And how many times is that going to change? How many times are they going to say, hey, I'm going to wait until it gets more efficient? Well, we've been in this 20 years. So,
right. And really look at the efficiency changes that have happened. They're very incremental. It's evolutionary. It's not revolutionary.
You know the efficiency level of a cell, don't you?
Yeah.
The maximum any solar cell can get is 25%. That's it.
That's it. With that,
currently there are other technologies that are happening,
right?
But what's out there on the market?
Well,
right
if you're using gallium arsenide for NASA, and
but the other thing too is
Russians they've come up with a pretty decent technology.
Fresnel lens,
the Perscovite material,
but you can't use it residentially.
Well, remember, everything is being worked on prior to being introduced to society, right?
Yeah.
Just like way back in the Stonehenge days when they saw Thack go underneath the berry and he died, right?
That was, by the way, that was one of the best henges.
Right.
No, but here's the thing. So should you wait 5 years to get a panel that's another 1 or 2% efficient lose the 5 years of savings?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you got to calculate that in. Well, I got the latest. Yeah, but you lost 5 years of savings, by the way. So by the time we calculate that in, you're upside down.
You could have bought one in 5 years.
Yeah, and by the way, during those 5 years, your utility went up 6% a year. So it went up 30%.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations.
And you got something 1% more efficient.
Don't forget all the avoided energy costs in 5 years.
No, exactly. Yeah. So when you look at all of that, it doesn't make sense. Waiting does not make sense. If it did, I would say it.
Congratulations, you earned a lobotomy.
Yeah, no, it's just it's the faster you can go solar, the better. Especially with the technology and the panels we're using. It's top tier panels, great equipment, great warranties. You've got nothing to lose.
You can't go wrong by going solar. No. It's the smartest thing you can do for your entire home. Sorry.
And it's the biggest thing you can do, actually.
Tell me something. What else produces power in your house? If you can name it.
No, everything consumes.
It's another $1,000 due, Sean, if you can name
everything in the house consumes.
My heart.
Oh.
You owe him $1,000. You owe him $1,000.
No. But there's nothing in your home.
The heart, though, it makes a house a home.
Stationary bike.
Right?
No, you don't have probes. Come on, you know what I mean. There's nothing in your house that produces energy that would be better.
I like the stationary bike, though. I'm tempted to say I want to hook my kids' TVs and PlayStations up to it so that they can start exercising to make you go 10 minutes and then you get to watch it for an hour.
I like that too.
I think they should,
how about an hour for 10 minutes?
Well, even better. But because I look at my kids and I'm like, 16 and 19, and I'm like, how much exercise do you get? When I came home from school, I was on my bike or my skateboard until dinner.
Yeah, they should have those actually in the prisons.
To run the prison.
Hook them up to battery generation.
That's cool.
Have them
there you go.
pedal for time, right?
Now
prisoners would be less fat.
Now we're thinking.
You start, can you imagine you get them in there and they're pedaling, 12, 13 hours
pedaling
a day,
for power.
Pedaling for power, right?
.com.
I like it.
Oh my God.
Why not?
It would solve a lot of problems. And
the guy gets out of...
Do you want lights on? Get on the bike.
Guy gets out of jail. He's physically fit and he's looking for a job. He's ready to go.
Ready to run to it.
There you go.
He's going to run to my job.
They taught me to pedal 8,000 times
It's not a bad
a day.
idea. It's not a bad idea.
Exactly.
I mean, why not? I mean, you know what's funny is every time I see those videos, you've seen them before when they get like 9,000 prisoners from Thailand or Philippines, and they're doing the Michael Jackson thing all together.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Put them all
Put
on
'em on a bike.
stationary bikes and hook those puppies up to batteries and store energy for these people or something instead of
By the way, did you
doing all that.
Did you see that? I saw this the other day. It's a gym, like a exercise place,
Okay.
and everybody that was on the bicycles were powering the gym.
Seriously, that's beautiful, man.
No, that was
a
really
good idea.
cool.
Is that
they're
actually in place?
Yeah, yes. So they're having the
Wow.
spinning class,
Oh,
and they're
cool.
helping generate the power to keep the lights
I
on
was
at
going
the
to say
gym.
now their sign went out.
No, yeah, exactly. Not open anymore. Is it open? Pedal faster. We don't look like we're open. No, but how cool is that?
That's bitchin'.
That's really cool. Why
That's
not?
very cool.
So you got health and you got lights coming on. There's a lot of ways we can be creative, but yeah, no, that's cool. I think it's really cool.
Hello.
But in the meantime, get solar in your roof if you haven't done
Right?
it already.
Yeah, or suffer the consequences, and trust me, it's coming, and it's going to come fast.
And one last thing I'll say is, so we have laws that minimum systems have to be on all new homes and things like that. Over time, what if they start to say every house you sell has to have solar on it, even a rudimentary system or whatever? What if it gets to that? Do you think solar is going to be cheaper today or when it becomes more mandatory? Because when it becomes more mandatory, solar companies are going to be able to charge whatever the heck they want.
Well, if they allowed them to use used solar equipment for let's say, used home, right? Imagine you want to sell your home. Yes, you have to bring it up to par. It's already costing you money to begin with, and then you have to put solar on there.
Yeah.
In addition to that,
Right.
Okay. Well, if you see these people, I have used parts. All right, let's say they're used. Like people, we know of vendors that have panels just sitting because nobody wants to buy the darn thing.
Right.
Okay, fine. Those type of panels could be utilized in a situation like that, right?
Right.
Sure.
But anyways, something like that, yeah, I can see that as a viable.
Or what's the rating, the energy rating system? Remember?
SEER,
Yeah, is that it?
the SEER rating.
Where you remember even when we were doing that one house, we saw all the plans for this big mansion and they were all stamped.
Yeah, that was Title 24, HERS.
HERS,
HERS.
there it is. Yeah. So what happens?
Sears for air conditioning.
Yeah, Sears.
SEER's
energy
HERS
efficiency.
testing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but what happens
HERS.
if at some point in time what you could sell your house for is locked into how efficient it is?
It is going on now. Title 24,
No, I
man.
understand that. But as that becomes more prevalent, I just keep looking at, while it's an option, solar is going to be cheaper than when it becomes more mandatory.
They should have an
So
A and a B list.
and the sooner you can get in, the sooner, like what Shaun's talking
That's
about.
right.
The sooner you start avoiding all of that other type of cost over time, all that avoided energy costs and things. You start avoiding that now. So if I could avoid all this extra costs, would it be better for me to avoid it today or in 5 or 10 years from now?
I just thought of something
like
else.
now.
Right, exactly.
Now.
Something else that you're avoiding and you're actually recouping is time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
think about that.
So what is it that all the rich people will tell you? I wish I could have more time.
Time is money.
Time is money. So you either allocate your money to work for you time-wise in those situations where you would not normally be able to do so, solar, hint, hint,
Yeah.
or you have to do it yourself some other way.
But you know what I don't know?
I like that.
Can I put solar on my roof? But what you're saying is I can, just be clear, I could probably own power for less. It's going to increase the value of my home. It's going to actually appreciate and value the system because every year it's going to be more valuable because it's offsetting a bigger cost. I don't know. Is that enough?
Oh, my God.
Another
Exactly.
no-brainer.
That's what it is.
yeah.
But sometimes until you get in front of the customer, they don't understand it until it's really well explained to them. And then you get these people that want to go out there and have like 10 different consultations with companies. Now, I come from architecture and construction.
10.
It's not really worth
I've never
it.
heard of 10. I've usually cut it off at 3.
No, I've had a couple guys in the 8, 10. I had one guy said I was the 8th person through the house and he had 2 more coming in. I actually sold that one, but it's like at some point it's just not worth it. Even the government takes 3 bids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but at least they get them all at once.
yeah. And but also, the customer needs to be educated enough to know what they're deciding on. Do you know what I mean?
I always ask the customer, are there anybody else? Have we had other bids and stuff like that? And they go, yeah. You're going to be the 13th of the 24th one. I always tell them, it says, I'd like to be the last one.
Yeah.
So I can unravel the crap that you're going to hear when I get there and kind of educate you the right way, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Although I have been in homes that they say I got 3, and I had one that had 2 coming after me, and the wife ended up going to the door and canceled them at the door as they were showing up. They gave me 30 minutes, 40 minutes to do my spiel, and I was like, no, I need an hour or so.
Yeah.
But they canceled the others because you got to trust who you're with.
Yeah,
and you should know that. You should know if
yeah.
someone's a fast talker and they're just talking all over you and they're slick. And you ask them a couple questions and they don't quite know how to answer them. That's the thing. We got enough experience here.
Here's what you should do as a consumer. If somebody comes out to your house, brings 2 laptops, an Excel spreadsheet, and tries to make you sign a 39-page document, immediately kick them out of the door.
Yeah.
That's just you're waiting to get hurt, man. You should be able to understand this, make a competent decision within an hour.
But that's why, what do we do more than sell? We educate.
We educate, period.
Our whole point is education. You shouldn't buy from us until you feel you're comfortable. But that's our job, is to give you, because the best decision is a informed decision.
Right.
So that's where we're just trying to get you to. Have enough information to make the decision. And if what I'm telling you is true, you're going to nod your head yourself and think this makes sense. I'm not going to have to tell you it does. And if I don't think it's going to make sense, I'm going to tell you it doesn't, and I'm not going to sell it to you. Yeah. It's really simple. But
yes, sir. I hate to say it is what it is.
But I hope we see this summer, we start seeing a lot of people getting on the ball right now. This is the time to definitely jump in.
You know, and it's funny that summertime people always get more informed, which is crazy because those bills start to rise.
Yep.
Oh, but better pay attention to them this time.
Yeah.
Right?
No, absolutely.
Any final words, Rob?
No, just go solar. I mean,
go green or go home?
Well, yeah, just get the consultation. Trust me. Not for everybody, but we know 80-90% of the people are going to be able to buy their power for less than renting it. And it's a good thing for you in so many different ways. Let us show you how.
It is. Shaun?
In the words of my mentor, Spock, live long and prosper.
Nice. Yes.
Brett from Cali Sun, what's up?
How you guys doing? Sorry I wasn't too talkative today.
No, it's all good,
just
man.
a little bit busy.
You're getting educated, right?
Exactly. Getting used to these podcasts and talking on them and stuff like that.
CaliSunInc.com.
Yes.
The best solar pool heating guy, solar electricity too on the planet.
Yes.
You can't go wrong when you go to those guys. It's Cali, just like it says, CALI, Sun, SUN Inc.com. Dude, I hate your domain name because it makes mine look stupid. When I go, we're QHI, they go G or 2, or I'm like, no.
Is that QHI-INC? There are 2 I's there?
Are you sure there's 2 I's?
Oh, my God.
There's 2 I's?
Yeah, there are 2 I's.
I thought I did really well. It was only 6 letters, but I should have maybe picked a P or something. I'm not sure. PHI. It would have been easy, right? So CaliSunInc.com. If you're in for solar pool heating, you want to do it right, residential, commercial.
Yeah.
You want to do commercial solar. Hello. I'd be happy to put you in touch with this guy. Shout out your number there, Brett.
Number is 909-731-8065.
That's Brett Dowis at CaliSunInc.com. Another one of our friends, Mr. Glossy. Now, this is important. You guys hear about this all the time, right?
Yes.
You got really bad solar panels that haven't been cleaned in 3 years. You're probably losing 30% of your entire energy production. So you paid 100%.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, you say that so are you trying to say my solar panels shouldn't be brown like my roof?
No.
Well, imagine if you left your feet out there for 3 years.
Let me just tell you, if you were as dirty as most solar panels, you definitely need a shower, and so do your solar panels. And yeah, it's cutting into your production 20-30%.
And you know what? We have this new vendor that we're using. His name is Ozzie at Mr. Glossy. And this guy he pays attention to details, right?
Yeah.
And you can call Mr. He doesn't have his website yet. I'm going to help him make it here pretty soon. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Glossy can be reached at 909-955-5506.
I need to...
Seriously.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to include that in all my solar sales from this point on.
There you go.
A free annual cleaning. He'll come out every quarter
There you go.
to clean your panels. Isn't that cool?
I need to put my brother-in-law in touch with him because he's trying to do the same thing. And it just helps people maintain their systems.
Ozzie is
and commercial-wise too. You know, if you think 30 dirty panels is bad,
my God.
you put 500 up on a roof and it's dirty. It's 30% of that's really bad. Obviously. So just keep them clean.
You got to take care of that.
Yeah.
So Mr. Glossy is at 909-955-5506. His name is Ozzie. Greatest guy on the planet. I love him. He's perfect.
I thought
great.
I was the greatest guy. On the
You're about 1.5. You're there though.
Well, at least I'm somewhere. No, that's great.
Right?
Yeah,
and then we got to give a special shout out to Elliot over at Solaria.
Elliot at Solaria. I just talked to him this morning.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is one of the amazing people on their staff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't say anything bad about this guy.
But I can't say anything bad about him anyway because I'm a dear friend of his, right? You know, so we've
come over here and hit you with the Solaria solar panel.
We've been together for a long time.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
And that's one of the premier products that we offer.
That 405 is beautiful.
It's a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you're not going to get better performance.
It gives more.
It gives more, exactly.
Especially when you have less space.
Right?
Yeah, and that's a huge thing. You know, SunPower was one of the only companies that used to claim that, but we can do that now. So if real estate on your roof is a bit on the short side,
Who Power?
Yeah, you know.
Anyways, yeah.
but what I'm saying is like a panel that efficient with that much power, you can use less panels, need less space. So they're just, and plus they look better than anything else out there. They really do. So
don't buy anything until you contact us directly at Quality Home Improvement Inc. We're in Upland, California. Simply by calling us at 800-275-2154. Get you here. Or go to the website. It starts with a Q, Quality. H is in home. I is in improvement. And there's a second I. I is in important or whatever. I almost screwed that up. N is in Nancy, C is in Charlie.com.
You're a police officer. You should have all of that together.
Oh my God. QHIINC.com.
You want to try that again?
No, I'm done. It'll be on the website.
People will have to replay that part like 3 times. The heck is he talking about?
Did he say like 5 eyes?
By the end of it, I think there was.
I love it,
and
man.
every I stood for something else.
I know.
Which,
my God.
What does I stand for, though, typically? I mean, like when the police do it.
Oh, it's Ida.
Ida. There you go.
You know?
Is it Ida Nancy Charlie or what is it? I don't know.
Hey, let me do it phonetically. Queen Hotel Ida Nora Charlie.com.
There you
got
go.
that?
Got it.
Phonetically
Now I do.
speaking.
There you
All
go.
right.
Yeah,
you guys are killing me, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you. We are the Energy Hour Podcast, and we'll see you on the next show. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to The Energy Hour. Visit them on the internet by going to QHIinc.com/TEO. That's QHIINC.com/TEO.
This podcast is brought to you by Aliva Digital Marketing, lead generation and SEO for local businesses. Increase your web presence with their results in advanced strategy, including a video website audit and analysis for free. Listeners of this podcast can get 75% off Aliva's fees. But hurry, only the first 5 businesses that inquire can get this deal. Aliva Digital Marketing, a proud sponsor of this podcast. Online at alivadigital.com.
Solaria. Beauty, efficiency, and power. For nearly 20 years, Solaria has set the pace for solar panel performance, efficiency, reliability, quality, and design. Solaria continues to leverage its patented technology, engineering expertise, and sophisticated automation into creating one of the most attractive, energy-efficient solar panels available on the market today. Redefining home solar. Solaria's high-output solar panels deliver maximum energy production in a streamlined, all-black design that complements your home's architectural style with more than 20% more energy per square meter than traditional solar panels. Solaria's advanced Power XT panels pack maximum power into minimum space for industrial leading efficiency. Enjoy clean, reliable power day in and day out, backed by our 25-year warranty. Solaria is the new benchmark for solar energy. Quality you can trust for your home and business. For more information, go to qhinc.com/Solaria.